We live in a world of more. More money, more followers, nicer cars, bigger houses. The only way to supposedly achieve these things is through an absolute devotion to your goals. No distractions, no days off. Social media is full of people flaunting material possessions and glamorous lifestyles, claiming it's all because they never took a break a day in their life. If you're not spending every waking second in pursuit of your goals, you're falling behind. If you're not a millionaire by the time you're 21, you're a loser. Hustle culture has become so ingrained in us, at least it has in my mind, that I've almost convinced myself that there is no other path towards success. But is it actually sustainable? If achieving your goals is a marathon and not a sprint, like they say, then what exactly is the right pace that you should be running at? Or am I just a weak, pea-minded imbecile to even ask these questions? Probably. But that's not the point.
I want to be super clear here. This is not a video where I'm suggesting that you can just relax and wait for opportunities to get thrown your way. If that is your mindset, then you might just end up 30 and 10 years into an unsuccessful acting career, like me. Hard work is the only way to success. There are no shortcuts. It's important to try and be the best version of yourself and strive for better. In my opinion, finding limits that you thought were previously impossible and pushing past those limits is actually one of the best ways to find confidence and true belief in yourself. But burnout is real. I know this because I've experienced it. And yes, maybe just a mild version of it, but still, you pour everything into going after this one thing until you're just so completely wiped out that you lose all excitement and all joy in life. And in the past, whenever this has happened to me, I tend to just quit whatever it is I'm doing.
The hustlers out there are going to say that I was just a little bitch and I was too weak-minded and that is why I quit. I'm actually not gonna disagree. I have quit a lot of stuff in my life. It's really a big part of the reason why I'm so obsessed with this idea now, because I am building up my ceramics company. Shout out to Hoog Studio. But I really don't want to quit this time, so I think it's time to find a better path forward. It's usually the people that are closest to you that suffer the most. In my case, that would be my mom or my wife. And you, of course, my little snugglebug. Whenever I'm in this burnout, hustle mode, one of two things will happen. One, I end up being so unpresent that I might as well not be with them at all. And two, I end up being such a pissy little bitch when I am with them that I end up making them as miserable as I am. My entire purpose in life is to take care of these people. But if finding success comes at the cost of hurting them or making them miserable, then I'm not really doing that. The biggest contributor to burning out, in my opinion, is the stress and the guilt associated with taking time off. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're super stressed and you're super exhausted, so you decide, I'm gonna take a break. You then spend that break stressing out about all the things that you should be doing and feeling guilty about not doing them. Then you return to work feeling even more stressed and even more exhausted than you had before. It's a beautiful, beautiful cycle. Now, in the hopes of convincing myself that I'm not just a big fat quitting loser baby, I have identified a couple of problems with hustle culture. Number one, it's always possible, hypothetically, to say that you should do something. I could say I should work 24 hours a day, but if I actually worked 24 hours a day, I would look a little bit like this. Nice. Number two, it's basically impossible to differentiate between the two. For example, is sleep rest? Adequate sleep allows you to perform better. So is sleep actually work? What about exercise? Getting together with friends? A lot of the time, the best ideas come to us when we're not actively working on work. So are those things work or are they rest? Number three, that's really all I have. Slightly unconvincing. So take that, hustle culture. Yeah. Here is what I know for sure. This is an amazing quote that I came across the other day by Alex Hormozy. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. No one can be perfect. Except Brandy. She is perfect. Why are we constantly stressing out about trying to be perfect when it's literally impossible? Makes me mad. I'm mad! The next time you feel like you are literally on the verge of death and you take a break, just take the break. Enjoy it. Use it to refuel, get back to 100% so that the next day you can get back after it with renewed passion and energy instead of just taking a big fat dump on yourself, which literally helps nothing. Unless you are into that stuff, in which case, nice. I think it's really funny how we have this idea that years and years of hard work and dedication will just disappear if we take a day off or a week off, or if we sleep in for an extra hour. The work is still going to be there. Your chances of success haven't just dropped to zero despite what the motivational speakers say. Or maybe they will. Who knows?
Also, life is just not that serious. Have you ever wanted something so badly that you just gripped it with everything that you had, just squeezed it so hard that you broke it in the process? A relationship is a good example of this. The more you try to cling on to the other person, force them into loving you, the worse it becomes. Tell that to my wife, am I right? Why would trying to become successful be any different? We live our lives in this kind of make or break way. It's important to be driven, but life is also meant to be enjoyed. We spend so much of our time just grinding ourselves down in the hopes that one day we'll be successful, and we think that that's when we'll be happy. But in the process, we sacrifice our happiness now. A lot of the most important, most meaningful things in life have absolutely nothing to do with success or with money. Yeah, you can say that's what poor people think, but maybe I'll be poor then. The next time you're incredibly stressed and feel like the only way is to push further, just remind yourself of these things. Number 1, things you're grateful for. Could be anything. Reminding yourself of what you're grateful for will remind you that there is more to your life than just work. Number 2, your work is not your identity. You're so much more than just your success. Tying your identity up in what you do is a really great way to feel like complete dog shit about yourself if that thing does not end up working out. Number 3, focus on the things you've accomplished. Instead of getting to the end of the day and thinking, oh crap, I have only done 6 things today, you can think to yourself, oh shit, I've done 6 things today. Number 4, success without stress. Achieving something with stress and achieving something without stress result in the exact same thing. I think we can all agree the option without the stress is probably the preferable one. There you go, my friends. The most inconclusive YouTube video the history of YouTube has ever seen. I really have no idea where I stand on this. My opinion's probably going to change day by day. What do you think about all this? Grind non-stop, or is there a place for rest? If there is, how do you guys find balance? Am I just a massive dweeb? Let me know.